Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done an actual talking video, so we're going to do a shop update since I've been uh, posting a crap ton of sound clips lately. We'll kind of get into some of the stuff that's coming up. We're going to do some horn talks on some of that stuff that you guys have been hearing. There's been a lot of changes in my collection the past month and a half. Some things coming in, some things going out, doing some trading. So I'm just going to kind of do a little update on what you guys have been hearing, what I've got coming up for Horn Talks in the future. So we'll just kind of get into it. So the 90s K5 LLA bell set that you guys heard, that's that one right there. We'll get into that. I'm going to do a horn talk on that. The early 2000s K5 LA that you guys recently heard, that one, we'll do a horn talk on that coming up. Let's see, the mostly CN K3L that you guys heard. Some of you might remember when I first had this horn, it originally had, or not original, but when I got it, they had put a Sandcast 3 on there and did not have a 90s 3, so I ended up giving away the Sandcast to a friend of mine that needed it for a really cool project. And then I had a 90s CSX 3 that came off of a K5H. So that's all 90s parts now. You guys heard that. Couple horns that you're not going to see anymore are the Leslie that used to sit back there, and then 947 that was sitting around here. Made some decisions, made some trades, so not easy getting rid of stuff, especially for me, but as long as I can trade and still get something in return, that's good enough for me. A couple other things that's coming up, we're gonna work on stripping off the rest of my my paint, experimenting on my early or on my 90s square tag P42 K5LA. I really want to get that done and looking like my early 2000s one here. Let's see what else. So you guys have been hearing a lot of K5HL action, and you guys can see I have a lot more K5HLs sitting out now. The most recent that you heard, along with some different combinations, was the K5HLB. I did have a 3B bell made, and I am trading with a friend for another one. So I'm going to be getting another 3B that I'm going to be experimenting with. Have just a regular parts built K5HL. That's the 118K. This K5HLB is 114K. You guys probably remember the little horn talk that I did on it and the sound clip that's already up of Big Blue 2.0. Let's see, this one, I can't remember which one's which here. Okay, so this is the early K5 HLA hybrid. It's got a 3A instead of a standard 3 on it. So it honestly sounds really, really close to my early K5 LLA. The only difference is the 4A on that is just a little bit deeper than the 4A, or than the, yeah, let's go back. The 4A on the early K5 LLA is bored deeper than the standard 4 that is on the early K5 HL. but it sounds really close. So those two are pretty awesome. So yeah, I put up a sound clip of that you guys heard. You guys heard the sound clip of the this K5HLA hybrid. It's the 3A combination one. And then you guys heard a couple, well, you guys saw the series of videos, and then you guys heard a couple sound clips of the regular early K5HL. That one came out really awesome. And then I kind of sweetened it even better after I did the just the normal clean videos on it. Like I said, that whole thing was just kind of a way to show you guys that it's pretty easy to clean up a horn and make it sound a lot better. But then afterwards I took it to the next step and did some more work to it to really sweeten it up. So you guys heard the reworked sound clip of that. You guys have heard the GE K58 or the GE5HL. It's probably hands down, and I really don't like bragging, but that's honestly probably one of the best GE horns you're ever going to hear. Put a lot of time and effort into making that sound as good as it does. So that's some of the sound clips that you guys have been hearing pretty recently. I'm trying to think. So we'll do some horn talks on some of that coming up. We'll get a little bit more in depth. You guys heard the sound clip of my Raisletter K5LA hybrid that sounds like a early 2000s K5LA. We'll do a horn talk on that coming up. I'm just trying to remember everything that I've put up sound clips of, and then we'll kind of go back to the little bit more detail on what I put into the horn. The early 80s CSX K5L, I'm going to be doing some more work on that, try to make it sound a little bit better. It sounds pretty good as is right now, but I'm going to try and tweak a few things and get it sounding really good and clear. I have a couple different bells for my first run Raisletter K5LA or LLA. So you guys are going to be seeing some videos on that stuff coming up. Turns out the information that I had at the time was wrong on the 1 and the 1L. Those are actually really early second runs, and I was able to get my hands on true first run 1L and 1. So we're going to replace those, and then everything will be completely, without a doubt, first run stuff. So we'll kind of go back into that one and show you guys some specifics on the nozzles and some of the differences on that. Another sound clip that you heard was the 96K Raisletter K5LLA. That's the Norfolk Southern one here. The one that's pretty beat up. It's clean to the touch. Basically what I wanted to do with this one was just do a like somewhat of a preserved as is restoration. So you guys can see the paint's in pretty rough shape. The paint on the manifold is in amazing condition, but the paint on the bells isn't very good. And basically I just got it clean to the touch, and I super clean the insides though, and you guys could hear that in the sound clip. She's super clear, really beautiful sounding K5LLA. We will get some sound of my parts built, all 2018 parts K5LLA. I still need to get a sound clip or a better sound clip of my early K5LLA, and then you guys, I put the video that my friend took of this bell set. It sounds really awesome. This horn is staying as is. It's even staying ABF. Even though I'm not too big in putting a K5LLA ABF, this one is really special sounding, so that one's gonna stay as is. I didn't come with a manifold, so I got a manifold for it. It's sitting on a 40K manifold. So for the horn itself, the manifold's right era, but we'll get into some more specifics on that in the horn talk coming up. But you guys heard the run by of that. I'll do a static of that, and then I'll flip the 1L around on that one and do a static of that, and then you guys will be able to hear a pretty big difference between the 90s K5 LLA and then the early 2000s K5 LLA. So that's some of the stuff that's coming up. I put up quite a while ago, I put up a sound clip of my X CSX CNO K5 LA. You guys heard that. Some stuff I got going on over here. I got a few things, another horn that I'm kind of experimenting with. Got some pet caps that I'm trying to clean up. I've been doing some paint stripping, so that's why I'm going to try and get my 90s square tag P42 K5 LA stripped and cleaned up. So yeah, it was a pretty busy weekend just trying to get some things done. I still got some more stuff in the parts closet. I also have something else that we're going to experiment with on the first run raised letter K5 LLA. Along with the 1L and the 1, I also got a standard 4 first run raised letter. You guys can see it doesn't have a radius cut from the bore to the throat of the bell. It's a flat cut, and then it does not have an angled cut anywhere on the nozzle ring. The nozzle ring is straight cut. So that's first run. So we're going to experiment with this too, and maybe do try to see how a K5 LLA hybrid sounds with that. Then we got a couple other things. I got a 5 that I'm going to try, a different 80s 5 that I'm going to try on that CSX K5L. See if I can kind of sweeten the tone on that. And then I did some reorganizing in here, kind of organized my back caps and my bells a little bit better, just for some stuff coming up. So there's a shop update, guys, of some of the stuff that you've been hearing, some of the stuff that you're going to be seeing coming up. Sorry for the zebra bed. That's just down here right now. So, thanks for everybody for the support. And I want to give a special shout out to Tommy BNSF. He shared my video and threw an awesome comment on there about my channel. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. I love support like that. Is really awesome, because I mean, this channel is not very big by any means necessary. I don't have fancy camera equipment, so I mean, you guys have I really appreciate everyone sticking around with me through all my cell phone videos here. Nothing too fancy. My crappy sound clips out in the garage because I just don't have the funds for a rig right now. I am in the planning stages of getting a rig on my truck. I'm looking at things that I want to get, tanks, compressor, lines, all that good stuff. I am looking into pricing on that, but it probably isn't going to be till next summer before I can finally start acquiring some of that. So I was really hoping that I was going to be able to get a rig going this summer, but with my wedding and everything going on, it just wasn't feasible. So yeah, I really appreciate all the support. And like I said, special shout out to Tommy BNSF for giving my channel a little help there. Really appreciate that. Everyone who supports me in the comments, I love all you guys. So yeah, so stay tuned, guys. I'll be doing horn talks on some of that stuff that you've been hearing sound clips of. We'll kind of get more into the meat and potatoes of some of these horns. We'll kind of dive inside them a little bit more, and then we'll talk about some more stuff that's coming up in the near future. So till next time, everybody, take care.